we go. There we go. All right. Welcome back to the Slide Podcasts. This is a super special episode. So we're not going to spend a lot of time talking about a bunch of nonsense like we normally do. And tonight I'm joined with Coach Jen. Jen, how are you?
I'm doing really well. I'm ready
Yeah.
for Christmas. What about you?
Yeah, I'm ready for Christmas a little bit too. I still got a lot of Christmas shopping to do. So I'm
Fair.
kind of behind the eight ball. But I guess that's normal, right? I mean, I'm a dude, and that's my excuse. I don't know.
Now you can do Amazon 2-night delivery.
Yeah, it's possible. I still got a few things to grab, so it'll be easy. So, anyway, Jen, like I think we need to move on because this is such a cool show that we've got three guests on the show tonight, two of which are previous guests. And tonight they're joining us as guest host. And that is Brady Kotake. And
Hello.
how are you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm so glad to have you back, man. And
Thank you.
Nico, how are you doing, Nico?
Amazing.
Amazing.
Yep.
You look nervous this time. You didn't look as nervous the first time we talked. I don't know why that would be.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
Well, Nico, tell us what's been going on since the last time you were on the show. Anything cool happening?
Just one audition that I got to shoot. And
Oh,
also, I just finished up my baseball season. I have one more practice on Friday.
very nice. Now, I remember the last time you were on the show, kind of the team that you were on, and you were kind of having some issues with some teams and such. How did this past baseball season go for you?
It's been good with travel ball.
Yeah, awesome. I like to hear that. You like these coaches?
Yes.
Awesome. That's what's so important. Brady, anything
Uh,
cool happening in your world, in the Vegas world?
I just had some
Yeah.
baseball season. Yeah,
How did it go?
it went good.
Yeah. Did you win
Yeah,
some?
yeah, we won some.
All right. What position did you focus on this season?
Outfield mainly.
Okay. Very. How many runners did you throw out?
A lot.
A lot. All right. I like it. I like it. We stay general, but we exaggerate. I like it. Well, very cool. Well, guys, are you ready?
Yes.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
I always do these on these type of calls, but I act like the people that are listening or watching don't know who we're about to reveal, but when in reality, it's in the title. So, and they already know who this guest is. So, we want to welcome Chauncey Squints Leopardi. How are you doing, sir?
Hey guys, how you doing? I'm good. I'm
Good.
good.
Good. Well,
It just
man,
started raining out here, so it's I'm drinking some lemon water because I feel a little under the weather today, but
gotcha.
we'll get through
Gotcha.
it.
Now, where are you joining us from?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. Well, Nico, he might be just down the road from you. Who knows?
Could be.
Until I
Well,
know.
listen, dude, you're an iconic legend. And we I remember specifically the movie that, we all know is Sandlot. I remember going to the movies when I was like 11 years old, watching the Sandlot. I mean, it's pretty amazing. And thank you so much for being here with us, man.
Oh yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah. Well, man, I try to keep things very conversational. The whole question answer thing kind of gets to be a monotony. So I like to keep things loose, have fun. So if these kids have any questions or anything, they're gonna throw out some questions. I think they actually have a list. So
Okay.
um, you're a hero to these two right here. So, and I'll tell you a little secret is the reason these two stuck out to me for this interview was because I ask most of the time we talk about what players' favorite movies are. And Jen, what would you say? Like 95% of them all say The Sandlot.
Sandlot.
And,
Yep.
and this is ranges to all different ages. And so I asked these two specifically, which character would you be if you were in The Sandlot? And they both chose Squints. And I think Wendy Peffercorn had a little bit to do with it, but I don't know. Maybe we'll get to that one. So, all right, Nico, I'm gonna let you start us off, man. Give us
Okay.
one of your questions you got.
So, what was the coolest Hollywood things you've experienced?
Oh man, so much. Just in general, or is like relating to baseball?
Out of anything acting related?
I mean, just making films and being on set is a pretty cool experience. It's you're around a bunch of very talented people from all walks of life. It's a very well-rounded group, usually on a movie set, because you have all types of positions that people play, kind of like baseball, where everything adds up to a team. You got camera operators and electricians and grips and ads and production assistants and people that build sets. So it's cool to kind of soak up all of the movie magic and see it firsthand as like how big of a team it really takes to bring these things to the fans.
Yeah.
Nico, you know a little bit about that, right?
Yep, I do.
So Nico's done a little bit of acting himself.
I've
That's
been in a
awesome.
couple of commercials and some like a series.
That's cool. You enjoy it.
He's like a model. Like he's going to be on the front of like GQ in the future, maybe. I don't know.
There you go.
All right.
It's not a bad gig.
All right, Brady, what you got first up?
What was your favorite scene in The Sandlot?
Well, it'd be hard not to go with the pool scene, but I enjoyed when we got to actually play ball. So a lot of the stuff we shot when we were playing the other team of kids at their field was really fun, because that was a lot of the stuff where we all got to really play ball and participate a little bit and hit and such. Those were always fun moments, because we were filming a movie and there was a lot of it looked like we were playing ball a lot of the time, but a lot of the time we weren't really playing ball. We were shooting scenes. So it was cool to get to do that and kind of run around a little bit.
Now, did you play baseball
Nice.
prior to the movie? I mean, did you have some skills coming into the role?
Yeah, I mean, I was athletic. I played more basketball when I was a kid. It was like the Michael Jordan era, so
Oh yeah.
that was kind of front row center for pop culture at the time. But yeah, I adapted easily, and funny story is that the guy that plays my grandfather in the film, Squigman Palladorus, he's an actor named Daniel Zacapa, and
Mhm.
Daniel was actually our baseball coach. So before we went to film the film, we would practice baseball with Daniel at this little league, Encino Little League here in the San Fernando Valley, and
Oh
we would
wow.
go there in the afternoons and play for like 3 to 4 hours with each other. So he saw that I was left-handed, and he was a Giants fan, and he liked Willie Mays. So the reason Squints has that basket catch is because of him, because he taught me how to do that like
Oh,
Willie Mays.
yeah. Well, see, I was rewatching it the other night and I noticed that catch and I'm like, he had some skills coming into this role. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So I could throw the ball and we could move around a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, when
awesome.
you caught the ball when you were in the outfield like this, and I was like, how did he catch it like that? The basketball
Yeah.
hoop.
Yeah, it's I was trained by a Giants fan. He taught me how to do the infamous Willie Mays
Willie
basket
Mays.
catch.
There you
Yeah.
go. All right. That's some good questions. All right. Jen, do you have a question? We'll try to get in here every once in a while.
Yeah, going along with that, do you happen to know like where the idea for the Sandlot came from? Are the characters based on real people, or was it just an idea somebody came up with?
So the director, David Mickey Evans, is the writer as well.
Mhm.
And the story goes that when he was a kid, they grew up in Pacoima here in the San Fernando Valley as well. And his brother had actually jumped over a fence to get a baseball and got bit by a dog. So the story kind of built from there. And, he also wrote Radio Flyer, which is another good classic
Oh
kids
yeah.
film.
Yeah.
So a lot of that stuff comes from like I think just him growing up in that era, and then having that experience with the dog, and then him just being an amazing film writer, and just a great storyteller. all around. He did all the narration for the film as well. So, I mean,
Oh,
he's a pretty incredible talent, and the film is kind of a testament to his abilities. He was young too. I think he was in his early 30s when he directed and did Sandlot. So it was quite an achievement for somebody at that age,
Yeah.
dealing with not only kids but dogs in a big studio film.
Yeah. Well, of course I've watched it with both my sons. I've got an 8, 9 year old. He just turned 9, but we watched it earlier this year and we popped it in this weekend to watch, and like the production value still holds up. I mean, like the
Yeah,
script is still, sometimes movies and films they kind of date themselves versus
yeah,
like The
it's not much.
Sandlot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not much from the '90s that has stuck like that. It's cool because I think had it have been set when it was shot in the early
Mm,
'90s, I don't know that it would have lived as long as it has. But
right.
because it's stuck in the '60s there
Yep.
and that era, and the way he shot it, it kind of looks, the theme for it was like old school Kodak chromatic film, which was like a type of film for cameras back in the '60s.
Yeah.
So he gave um, Tony Richmond, the director of photography, who was amazing. He gave him a bunch of old Kodak chromatic uh,
Reels.
pictures, and he said,
Yeah.
"I want it to look like this. I want the film to look like this in the colorway." So I think it's kind of just like a capsule that's stuck in time, and because of it, it stays relevant, and these
Yeah.
kids they still find interest in it when they watch it. It's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, and for you two, like I think I was about Chauncey's age, and like that's the life that I was living. Like that's where I learned how to play baseball on just a field. I mean, we didn't have everything. We wore out the baselines, and we made it work. So amazing. Now, when you look at the scenery view, as you like at the camera pans, you see all of the '60s cars placed, in the driveways. I mean, like, was that like on set, or did you guys use a part of LA for the movie?
Um, so we shot the film in Salt Lake City, actually. Uh,
Oh, wow.
yeah, I think it was easier because Salt Lake kind of has the same backdrop and
Mm,
mountains and similar housing developments.
okay.
In the
Yep.
'90s, it did at least, and it kind of matched the San Fernando Valley in the '60s. It was also a lot more desolate at the time, so it was easier to shoot that period piece and put all those cars in and that type of stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, it is supposed to be the San Fernando Valley, but we shot it in Salt Lake because it was probably cheaper and a little bit more um,
Yeah.
cost effective, knowing that the valley is a much busier area nowadays.
Right.
So
Right.
talking about the houses, where did you live in the scene?
They never showed me my house. My house isn't was never part of the show. But I'm sure I lived on the block with everybody where we had the block party somewhere. I would assume that we're all from that little neighborhood right there.
When I went to go look in the movie, I never got to see you split up with the group.
Yeah, no, yeah, you didn't see me when I left when I bailed out. Yeah, I'm sure we lived on that street. I guess you get to see where Ham is, and obviously Benny and Smalls are neighbors. So I think that we were all supposed to be relatively in that little neighborhood, and that's how we know each other.
Very cool. Brady, what you got, dude?
Um, what was your least favorite scene from The Sandlot and why?
Ooh.
That's a good question. I don't know if anybody ever asked me that before.
You heard it here first.
Well, I'm sure it would have something to do with just being dirty and hot from sitting out on the field. It was in the middle of the summer and it was scorching. So I'm sure, one of those days where we're running around or something that was just a little tiring. Also, a lot of the treehouse stuff where I was doing the speech was very like a very high maintenance little shot and setup because it was just my face, like kind of like stuck and everything really things. So it was very technical. So that was probably difficult, but we were in a sound stage, so it was cool that day. It wasn't hot.
Is there any outtakes or like hidden footage of you guys just having fun on set? Is there any of that thing out there
I'm
like
sure
that?
there is. A lot of it's like a lot of it's still photography because of the time period. There wasn't like,
Right.
in a way, I guess we had like little high eight recorders and stuff, but there wasn't much
Yeah.
going on yet in that way. I think there is some behind the scenes stuff that is probably on tape somewhere from like Access Hollywood or something like that.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of stuff that didn't make the film because the whole storyline was a little bit different in the original script. The
Oh,
film
I
was
didn't know.
really supposed to be centered around us chasing Maury Wills breaking the stolen bases record in 1962. So it was really about that. There was a scene where we open a pack of Topps cards and the whole pack for Benny was Maury Wills. Like the whole thing was kind of like you see at the end with Benny the Jet, the way he steals home.
Yep.
And Maury Wills is sitting there as the third base coach in that scene with Benny. And it was all kind of like us like we were listening to a transistor radio, counting down him breaking this record over the summer, and then us having this wonderful summer. And the original title was called Boys of Summer, actually, and it was kind of like that vibe.
Yeah, I think I saw that on IMDb or something. Boys of Summer. Nico, what would you have?
So, Squints, I've seen a couple behind the scenes, and is it true that the director fainted because how hot it was?
I'm not sure. Did he say he did? He might have.
Because they also say that Smalls did too.
Yeah, a couple of guys got sick and had to get IVs for sure because it was like we're on a field and there was no sun. I mean, there was no shade at all.
Yeah.
Even the trees in the treehouse was fake and brought in. It was a fake tree that they brought in and then glued leaves to. So
wow.
I think those fake leaves are still on the Sandlot. Like if you go out there on that field, and you can still find those fake leaves like blowing around to this day. But yeah, it was hot. It was dirt. You're in the hot lot. Salt Lake City gets pretty hot during the summer times, and yeah, people were getting a little heat exhaustion from standing out in the sun all day while we shot that.
Wow. Now, I know you guys did a reunion tour, or you guys did some reunion appearances and stuff. How often do you guys normally stay in touch with each other?
We have a group chat. So, and then we've done a lot of stuff over the last 5 years together. There was a big gap earlier in life, obviously, for like the first 20 years where we didn't see much of each other. Some of us didn't see each other at all. And then as this pop culture phenomenon of around the Sandlot started to get busy and us doing appearances or autograph signings and these events and stuff. So now we see each other a lot more frequent and we're in constant interaction with each other, which is cool. It's kind of like a brotherhood fraternity. We're all still alive and well. And it's a cool blessing to share this with these guys. It's a pretty special thing.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Nico, look like you were going to say something.
Yeah. So who was your favorite person on set?
My favorite person on set, just in the film, like actor wise, or who I got along with the best?
Like out of all of the people you worked with, out of everyone that was in the Sandlot, who was your favorite? Like the closest to?
That I was the closest to?
Yeah.
I mean, all of us guys we were pretty close. We all had like our little rivalries and stuff, but it's like a big brotherhood because we're all sharing trailers and playing video games constantly. It was a lot of fun. We would have like Street Fighter tournaments.
Who was the best baseball player?
Mike Vitar, Benny was by far the best baseball player. I mean, Mike probably could have played
every single position.
Yeah, and not just that, but I mean, if he wanted to, he probably could have played college ball and tried to make a run at the minors or something. He was pretty good at playing baseball.
Gotcha.
Yeah, definitely Mike. And then it was also like an age thing because they were older. Some of the kids were older than others. I think Mike and Pat and Brandon were like 14, 15 already, or maybe 13, 14. And Shane was like 9 who played Tommy. So you see there's a big age gap there as well. So
Brady, you're up, dude. What you got for him?
How did you get into acting?
I just got lucky, I guess. I was living in Dallas, Texas at the time when I was a kid. I was about 5, probably, or 6. And I went somewhere with my Aunt Karen and my cousin Melissa. And she was taking Melissa to this agency in Dallas called Kim Dawson, which was like a local talent agency in the Dallas Metroplex. And I was a little kid with long hair and bubbly personality, and they wanted to send me out on commercials and stuff. So they bugged my mom, and she finally took me on a Hasbro toy commercial that I booked, and then I kind of just kept working from there. We met an agent from LA and went out for a summer and kind of never left, and that was that.
Wow. Go ahead, Nico. Go ahead.
What?
Oh, I thought you were about to say something.
Yeah, I'm about to say
Oh,
something.
go right ahead.
So about the pool scene, how many times did you have to shoot that scene?
We shot it for a whole day. It was a whole
What?
day, and it was freezing cold because for some reason that day the weather wasn't warm. It was the coldest day of the whole movie set, and the day before the pool was empty, so they had just filled it up with fresh water, so the water was freezing cold. And if you go back and watch it, you can see us all shivering in the pool just like the whole time. And
And
it's
then
because
I could see your teeth.
yeah,
It was like
I wasn't nervous. I was freezing because the water was like 60 degrees probably. But yeah, we shot that for like a day, everything that had to do with the pool. A couple days, I think we're there at the pool. But yeah, it was a good time. The kiss part probably wasn't long enough, but I had to be professional.
Was that what you really wanted to know about Nico? The kiss?
how did you know?
You're right, because I had the same question. So awesome. Well, let me ask you a question. So, looking back on it and realizing like what you guys made and how still relevant and popular it is today. I mean, actually, this is one of those like stupid questions that reporters ask, and it's like, "How are you feeling after you won this game?" It's like a stupid question, but anyway, you created something in time that it is pretty remarkable, man. Like looking back on it, what do you remember most, and what sticks out to you?
It was just a fun summer, and we thought it felt like it was a good time, and it was a cool flick. But you never know the levity of what something is going to have, especially 30 years later down the road. But the
Right.
biggest blessing I can take from it is that I know that it's brought a lot of genuine joy to a lot of people, and it's been generational. It's been grandparents showing their kids, and then their kids' kids, and their kids' kids' kids. It's almost 4 generations now
Yeah.
of people that have enjoyed this film, and and kids such as yourself still wanting to know about it and what it was like shooting, and being interested in watching this thing is it's very rare in today's time for that to cross generations. So just happy to be a part of something that is beloved in American culture.
Do you ever get just tired of being probably called Squints? Like
No, we don't get to pick our handles, is what I like to say, right? Sometimes life picks them for you. So it's almost serendipitous that way. And now obviously you just kind of embrace it, and it'd almost be sacrilege for me to want to shy away from that, because it does make people excited and happy.
Yeah, I've seen some actors that didn't like the film or didn't want to be known specifically for that particular film and don't like to be called or referenced it. But I love the fact that you guys love it. So, I mean, because it does truly, I think it does. It really teaches the kids the game is supposed to be fun, and like what relationships look like and friendships look like. It's pretty awesome, man.
There's a place for everybody. There's you don't need all the fancy equipment to be good. You can still beat the team from the better side of the track, so to speak. There were so many lessons there about friendship and core values and just playing the game and having fun, and everybody can be included. It really is like a very American, you know, seems like an
American
American
classic.
slogan almost, right?
Yeah.
But
Awesome.
speaking of American, there's nothing more American than the county fair or whatever it was that
Yeah.
you guys went to. And then tell us a little bit about the tobacco scene and what it actually was that you guys were chewing on.
So that was the actual fair that was going on. So we actually shot it at a live fair, and they like kind of sectioned off pieces of it. And then the big chief, the best, was it was black licorice and beef jerky, which was disgusting combination.
Ugh,
You know,
licorice with
separately
anything.
they're great. Together they're just not the
Yeah.
best thing to be chewing on.
So were
And
you one of the ones that actually threw up?
no, I didn't actually throw up, but you would want to afterwards, because you know they had the camera set on the tilt-a-whirl in one position. So they had us all keep writing it, but they would just move everybody's
Heart.
thing. So we would
Yeah.
move back one, and they'd put the next person up who's close up on it, and it just kind of went like that over and over and over again. So we definitely were getting sick towards the end of it, and I don't think any of us has rode a tilt-a-whirl since.
And what was inside of the throw up?
Oh my
The
goodness.
throw up was split pea soup and maybe beef and barley or something. I think it was like two soups together that they were just throwing on. The smell alone was enough to make you make you
Nico,
sick.
do you want to go reenact the scene? That would be cool.
Nico.
Let's do it. You just send me the video, okay? All right, Brady, what you got for him?
What advice would you give to kids?
Still my
In
question.
general, in life in general,
Yeah.
well, I think to try not to grow up too fast, because life gets faster and faster as you get older, and to, you know, try to find what you're passionate about and just continue to follow that path. You know, there'll be plenty of time to be an adult and to have responsibilities. So you got to enjoy the time that's in front of you, where you can really focus on what it is that you enjoy at the moment.
Very true. Awesome. Go ahead, Nico. Saw your mouth move.
So how long did it take you guys to shoot the whole movie?
We started in June and we ended in the end of August, I think, or early September. So it was a good summer shoot.
That's so long. I thought it was like going to be a couple of days.
No. Things took a lot longer back then. It was all shot on film, so you know it was a pretty decent sized budget for the time period, you know. And yeah, we shot it for about let's say 70 or something days, I think it was.
Wow. That would be awesome though. I mean, basically chilling on set with your friends every day, getting to play some ball and make a movie.
Yeah, it was cool. And we all
Wow.
lived in like we were all staying in this little like condominium community, like
Mhm.
us and all of our family and stuff too, because obviously we were all kids, so we had guardians on set and brothers and
Right.
sisters that came and visited. So it was a pretty cool little experience where, like, you know, it's not often, even as an actor, that you get to do an ensemble kid cast and
Right.
have that type of experience. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I relate that movie a lot to like the Goonies. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like the 90s version of the Goonies, kind of.
Yeah,
I love
definitely
it.
those vibes.
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
Actually, you know, and I'm probably going to make a lot of people mad here, Jen, but I like Sandlot better than the Goonies. I really think so.
They're just
And
different.
I'm not saying that even because Squints is sitting here talking to us. I like truly mean that. So anyway, Brady.
The
Two
Sandlot's
different
just the
films.
best.
Yeah. Do what? What, Nico?
The Sandlot is just the best.
It is.
Oh, thank you.
You can't go wrong.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I agree.
Brady, what you got, bud?
What do you do in your free time?
Well, last night I was playing Wheel of Fortune on PS5. That was fun.
Regular guy.
Five?
Just a regular guy.
Yeah. Me and my wife were playing Wheel of Fortune last night after the kids went to bed. But you know, I have children, so I like to hang out with them and go to their activities and things of that nature. And I don't have a lot of free time anymore. That's why I tell you as a child to try to enjoy that while it lasts, because you know things speed up later and you don't get as much free time. But you know, it's still fun to get out and ride bikes or motorcycles or do things when you do get a good chance, you know. I was
Yeah.
big into skateboarding when I was young, so if I get to push around, that's cool too.
So what do your kids think about the movie?
You know, they're a little young yet. My oldest is 21, so she kind of missed the craze. And then my daughter, that's 7, Shia, thinks it's cool. She likes to tell people that her dad squints at school and stuff, just randomly, completely out of pocket, like, and she'll just blurt that out.
Yeah.
But it was cool on the 30th anniversary this year. This summer, I took them to the Sandlot with me to go have that experience with us while we were out there having that event. So
Oh, wow.
I think that was cool for them to see, you know, dad signing autographs and get to meet people. I got some pictures of my son looking like a little me on the set, playing catch and catching balls. Yeah, so I think they're starting to, like, you know, get into that realm. My son's starting to want to play sports and stuff. He's 5, and so that's a good time. And I think that he'll obviously, you know, get more into that phase as he gets a little bit older.
Yeah, no doubt. So the field that you guys played on, is it set up as almost like an attraction where you can come through and see and play catch if you wanted to?
No, it's not, unfortunately. It's like a shared property of a bunch of people's backyards.
Oh,
So
okay.
after we get done doing an event, they kind
Mhm.
of tear it all down because they don't want people coming out there to, like, rummage
Take
through these
pictures.
people's properties and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there is people out there usually, you know, trying to see, because you can kind of see where things still were, you know.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. It would be
Very
cool if they did make it a permanent, you know, little field or something. I think that
Oh, yeah.
that would be cool.
Yeah. Even just a small, literally just a basic field setup, even with just dirt and, you know, a couple little dirt lines. So, all right, Nico, I know you got one.
Yep, I do. So, did they use any real signatures, like a Babe Ruth signature for when they played, or when he gave Smalls that ball?
Yeah, I think that those balls were real, actually, is the story. So the Murderer's Row ball and the original Babe Ruth ball were real balls. Obviously, the ones that we didn't play with. We didn't take a real
Thank
Babe
God.
Ruth ball and do it. But the story is that they were authentic.
That's pretty cool.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
That's not pretty cool. That's amazingly cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine. Can you imagine, Nico, like holding a ball that the Babe signed?
And it probably held.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
it is. Like, you just have to have a moment of silence with it, I think.
Just like 70 years later, he is holding that ball
Yep.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
because he played in 1920.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool.
100 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Quit. Look, dude. I already feel like I'm getting really, really old there now. Like, quit. Let's not talk about how old and stuff we are now.
That ball
All
is
right.
pretty old.
Yeah, no doubt. Brady, what you got, bud?
What are your kids' favorite movie that you were in?
Well, they love Sandlot. My daughter's been watching Father of the Bride lately, is another movie I did that was fun.
Yes.
She wants to be an actress, so she's been going back through like all of my old stuff and kind of you know, rewatching everything. Big Green is another film I was in with Patrick, who was in Sandlot with me as well. It's a soccer movie, which was fun, so they like watching that too as well.
I loved House Guest. I thought
House Guest was a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so fun. Sinbad and Phil Hartman, two, you know, comedic giants. So, and like total opposite ends of the spectrum as well, because, you know, Sinbad is just, that's just Sinbad. Him and his everyday personality is just funny like that. And Phil Hartman is more like a, you know, more of a regular person in everyday life, but an
Right.
amazing talent when he's on set and doing voices or impersonations. So it was really cool to have that comedic experience with those guys.
Yeah. Look, for all our listeners and viewers out there, if you haven't watched House Guests with Mr. Chauncey and Sinbad, go watch it. 'Cause
Yeah, it's a great
you're gonna laugh. I'm gonna
Yeah.
when he numbs his hands and he
Mhm.
can't pick up the tools.
Yeah,
Oh, it's great.
it's great.
Yeah,
It's
Jen, have
really
you
good.
watched it?
No, but I'm going to tonight. You better
Yes.
believe it.
You definitely have to. And you were great in it. Like you were funny.
Yeah, it was a fun film.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
So I think these dudes have all right. So I got a question. So the pickle scene, when walls come crashing and all the fun stuff happens, like was that filmed all together at the same time, or did you guys have to break that up and do it at different points in time? Because you incorporate like the picnic, a lot of different areas during that scene.
So oddly enough, Sandlot was shot chronologically,
Oh, really?
which they don't do very often in film. But Sandlot was kind of shot chronologically. I think we started with the first scene and ended with the last scene,
Wow.
literally. So with the dog, Hercules on the field, and us playing afterwards and everything. So yeah, at the end of the film, we shot the chase. And obviously, it was like a week's worth of work because we were going to all these different locations and getting all that stuff. But
Mhm.
yeah, and I think there's some stuff that got even cut from that chase. I think it was longer at some point, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did shoot the film chronologically. So the first scene we shot was at that school, where you see the very, very entry, and there was more to it before that got cut out, I think, and chopped down because it was a lot longer of a film. I think
Gotcha.
they took 30 or 40 pages out of it. So
Oh, wow.
um, it ended up being something different, but obviously a classic. But yeah, for those that aren't familiar with film, it's odd to shoot something chronologically. You don't normally do that. They usually do whatever they can based around what is easiest based off of locations and stuff.
Yeah.
Because most of it was on the Sandlot, they actually shot it in order. And I think that it was kind of cool because our parts and things grew as an arc, you know? Once you have a
Mhm.
set thing and you're bouncing around, you don't have the flexibility to change the arc of the story, right?
Right. Yep.
But with Sandlot, I think that, you know, David was kind of making it up as he went, and you kind of seen the arc change of the story and characters become bigger than life, and a lot of stuff that got rewritten on the fly because it was something that was working or funny. So that's kind of cool too.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, that had to be really cool for you as an actor as well, because, sometimes you'll hear interviews after a movie's done and they're like, I don't know, I was only there for these days, but you guys lived it as the movie was being like, as the story was being told. So, man,
Yeah.
that is super cool. Brady, you got
Are
another
you
one?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Are you planning to be in any other movies?
Uh, we'll see. I haven't been acting for quite a while. It's not really a passion of mine at this point in my life. It was like my first career, and I did it for 20 years, and then I went on to other things. But you never know. I'm getting to an age now where the types of characters I can play are much different, and maybe at some point when I have a little more free time to travel and do that, I will go back to it. But right now I have young children, so I'd like to be there and present for them. It's hard as an actor to you don't really get to spend time with your family as much, because you're constantly, either making films or touring them or doing press for them. So it's a lot of travel and separation from your loved ones.
Nico.
So at least I'm a kid, so I get to hang out with my family on set.
Yeah, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense for that. Yeah, it's a really cool. I would definitely say that I didn't have a regular education, obviously, because I was traveling and on set a lot, but I had an alternate education, and I got to meet so many cool people from different walks of life that were very talented and very intelligent. So I definitely learned so much from just soaking up these these other intelligent people's energy and learning from them.
Well, looking back as well, being a kid actor, I mean, you were pretty. How young were you when you started acting?
About 5 or 6.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow, that's crazy. So, what advice would you give someone like Nico that's currently into acting and obviously he loves it? So, what advice would you give him?
Just keep going forward. I know obviously my experience was different because social media is obviously relevant in that business now. So it's all about, building a following and a brand and these personal brands. It's a little bit different than it was of just cut and dry, like if you fit the part. But I would just say to, follow your heart and as long as you find that it's fun and you're interested in it, keep practicing and trying to be a part of this business. And there's so much cool stuff that can come from it. Just keep moving forward. Don't get discouraged. It's life. It's very competitive. So sometimes you get let down when you don't get a part, but you just keep showing up to auditions, and the pieces will fall where they fall.
Very cool. Jen, I want to say awesome.
You want to, don't you?
Yeah, Chauncey, I have a real bad problem with saying awesome, awesome, awesome on the show. So
I like
and
that word too.
Yeah, I caught myself our
It
last
ages us
episode.
when we say it too.
I know, I know. Oh, it was like rad, rad.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna start saying.
I still
Rad.
reply with that rad, awesome, this, and people are like, I'm like, yeah, well, I'm 40, 42
Like,
now, so that makes sense,
well, Brady, have you ever heard someone say rad?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Same. I
Well, see,
haven't.
oh
Now
my
you
God.
have.
See, now that's like drip and all this other stuff y'all
Yeah.
making up these days. Like
Cap,
what?
Cap.
What
No
was
cap.
that?
Drip.
Cap?
cap, Riz.
Yeah. What is Riz?
You don't know what Riz
Um,
is, Aaron?
No, hold on. I think it's different than what you told me. Is what I've been told. Go ahead,
Okay.
Nico.
so I don't know how to teach it, but I know
Is
what
it
it is.
is it an abbreviation for something?
Yeah, it's kind of like trying to get a girl,
Interest. I guess we would say interest. He's got
like rizzing up a girl.
rizzing up a girl. Wow, Chauncey, did you know that?
Yeah, I've heard it referred. I don't know how to use it properly, but
we,
I've heard that it's like I
Mary
guess it's
Rismith.
charm, or like if you got game
Charisma.
or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
if a kid's got riz.
Gotcha.
Mary Rismith.
Mary
Yeah.
Rismith.
I'm trying to
Merry
keep up.
Christmas. I
Yeah, I'm
like it.
trying to keep up.
The Squints, out of nowhere. I don't know why I'm saying this, but how much can I buy that painting out from you?
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that one's mine. I might release like a poster set of it, but an artist made that for me, so I'm gonna keep it in the collection. That's really cool, actually. You can't see from this picture, but if you zoom into it, it's called Life on a Canvas, and this artist that made it for me, he kind of like collages just all types of different family pictures and things from your social media and stuff, and he puts it all together and makes these bigger pop art pieces out of little pieces of your life.
So I see that Wendy Peffercorn's on it. So
Mhm.
you guys still friends?
Yeah, we don't speak very often, but I seen Marley Shelton, who played Wendy, about 8 months ago, probably. We did an autograph signing together. So we've only seen each other a few times since we did the film. But she's still alive and well and has a family and still acting. So we do
Did,
see
did,
each other here and there.
did people request that you guys somewhat recreate the scene there as you're signing autographs?
No,
You guys have to do a
no.
remake of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, there had been talks about us doing something, and we'll see. You never know. But I'm sure they will remake it at some point because Disney owns the film now, and they love to do that type of stuff.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see. But there was talks of doing a show based around us, a little bit older, which would have took place in like the '80s, I think, which could have been cool because the '80s is a good period. So
Yeah, it is.
you never know.
I'm an 80s baby, so anything 80s is awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Brady, you got any more for this dude?
No.
Nope, you're out.
Yeah, I'm out.
That's it.
All
me
right.
see.
Nico.
So, when did you decide that you wanted to be an actor?
Well, I mean, I don't think it was a conscious decision. I think that they asked me if I wanted to go on auditions, and I said yeah. And then I just started getting stuff, and so I was doing that, and it was fun. You know, um, I guess when I was about 6 or 7, and then started working more and started taking acting classes and investigating the art form of theater and stuff. So, um, I guess around Sandlot time, I decided to start taking it serious, and we thought we were going to make a career out of it.
Gotcha.
I only have 2 more.
All
Yes, sir.
So, what's your favorite baseball team?
The Los Angeles Dodgers.
Thank you. Are you excited about Shohei?
Yeah, man. I think it's super awesome. Can't wait to see that talent. You know, obviously was in Anaheim, but I didn't get to see him play there. So it'd be cool to have him on the Dodgers, and they have such a great lineup and such a solid team. I'm just excited to see them go to the playoffs every year for the next 10 years. It's pretty cool.
And win the World Series for the next 10 years.
That would be great. Baseball's tough. It's a tough sport. So many games, but they definitely have the firepower and the pitching to get it done. So I'm excited to see it.
Now, has he ever said after his surgery, like, will he be playing both ways for the Dodgers?
Yeah.
They mentioned that he might be in the outfield, but I'm not sure. I'm sure he will be playing both ways. I mean, I think they sign him as both, right?
Yeah, I would have thought so. Definitely for that
Yeah.
much.
I mean, we need him in the
he would
pitching.
be a good first baseman.
Do what?
Yeah.
Like a big, amazing first baseman.
Well, you got Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, but also he plays a lot there, and he needs a break
Okay.
sometimes.
All right. Okay. Well, I
And-
mean, look, dude, you just go take it. I mean, why not? Look, rookie of the year. Why not?
I
Little Bumgarner.
am very good at first
No
base.
doubt. No doubt.
By the end of his contract, he might be there. He's going to be here for a while.
Yeah, I mean that's a contract that I would say he is for sure going to be there for 10 years. I mean, how they staged and structured that contract, that's interesting.
Yeah, he'll retire a Dodger, I feel like.
Yeah. Man, I've seen the I think some of the pictures that you've posted where the murals and stuff have been painted already. Like, that is super cool. Like, I know if I was a Dodger fan, I would be over the moon right now. So amazing.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah. Well, man, so these two dudes are out of questions. And
I have one more.
Oh, you do? Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So, what is your favorite position and why?
I played center field in the film.
Mhm.
I like catcher, though, because catcher's got a lot of action, and I feel like he gets to kind of control the flow of the game.
I got a catcher.
Yeah. Catcher's awesome. He
The
gets
best
to see the
position.
field from the best vantage point and really get to call. He's back there calling the pitches and kind of flowing the game. So I think it's a great action position that is very very important.
Yeah. Well, I bet you've met a few MLB players in your time, and how many of those players tell you that The Sandlot was one of their favorite movies?
Yeah, it's pretty cool to meet those guys and to see that this is, obviously a lot of them are younger than me now,
No, dude,
and
isn't that something? Like,
yeah, it's a trip.
It's not
Yeah.
right.
He said it's not right. Yeah, I get to call them kids now. They used to call me kid,
I
and I get to call
know.
them kids.
I know.
No, it's a blessing, man. We did a celebrity softball game at the Field of Dreams with
You know the
Ozzie
owner of
Smith and
Field of
Reggie
Dreams.
Jackson and Wade Boggs and all these guys. So
Oh wow.
we got to hang out with Wade quite a bit, and he's probably my favorite, my favorite character ever in baseball because he was just such a good time. We sung karaoke together, and
Oh
he calls
wow.
us the little leaguers. Y'all little leaguers and this and that. So it's cool to be like part of the gang, so to speak, with these legends, and they
Yeah.
accept us and let us hang out with them and stuff. It's pretty special.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're part of the baseball story. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just that's how it is.
So are
Nico,
you
go ahead.
talking about Big League Dreams or Field of Dreams?
It was the Field of Dreams.
In Iowa,
Yeah,
right?
the actual field there in the cornfield in Iowa where they shot the film. But Big League Dreams, I hear, is a really cool place out here in Southern California, right?
You know the owners.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife tells me about it. I haven't been, but it's a pretty cool thing where you get to go out and play on the little miniature pro fields, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're all turf.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, awesome. Well, I did it, Jen. I said awesome.
Okay.
I did.
It
I
is
said
You did it.
awesome. I did it. Dang. All right. Well,
Yeah, I'm not giving you that much
I'm
now.
gonna tell you, like, I know you made these two, like, you made their year probably for them, or probably longer. They're gonna remember this for a while. So,
Best Christmas present ever.
You know
oh,
how
That's
long
awesome, guys.
you know how long I'm gonna remember this for?
how long?
Forever.
Oh, he did it. Okay,
There you go.
that's it.
Forever.
Are you gonna be doing a public signing soon?
I have something in Colorado in January, and then soon enough, I'm sure that we'll have stuff locally as spring starts again and it starts to warm up and get back to baseball season. Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely keep you guys posted.
Very cool.
And I'll definitely see you there.
Merry Christmas,
I
guys.
wanna-
It's nice to meet you, and I wish y'all the best. And
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey,
You
so
too.
we got one last question that we ask everybody on the show, and we can't let you get out of here before we get this one done. So, all right, you're walking up to bat. What's going to be your walkout song?
This magic moment, right?
There you go. That's it. All right.
It's got to be.
You two approve of that? You know,
Kid
that's
is
Yeah.
that's the background music as the
Mhm.
amazing scene happens.
Yep.
Awesome. That was good. That was really good.
He's an
Well, awesome.
L7 weenie.
There it is.
There it is.
Kid's a square, Benny.
The kid is a
Hurry up. My clothes
square.
are going out of style. So many good one-liners.
Well, what's
And
your
then-
favorite line out of the movie?
I think hurry up, Benny. My clothes are going out of style. There's a bunch of good ones like that,
Yeah.
just little like throwaways that were funny.
You
Was
know,
Hercules a big dog?
Yeah,
Oh,
he was an
yeah.
old English Mastiff. They're some of the biggest dogs that live on the earth. There's only a few breeds that are bigger than them. He was a pretty big guy. He almost weighed 200 pounds.
well, so you know what, Jen? I just lost train of thought. The gentleman that was Hercules' owner, his real name. Oh my gosh.
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones. How was it working with him and getting to spend some time with him?
He was there for one day,
Oh,
so I
really?
didn't have much experience with him, and I wasn't in those scenes. So I got to meet him briefly. He's a great guy and
Yeah.
an amazing actor, and obviously talent.
Yeah.
Darth Vader. We were just stoked that Darth Vader was on the set. We didn't get the
He's Darth Vader.
we didn't get the actual significance. Yeah, he's Darth Vader's voice. Yeah, that's Darth Vader.
Look, you're
I
froze.
am your father. Yep, he gave us the famous line. It was a pretty cool experience, even though it was short-lived.
Ever.
There you
Wow. Awesome. Well, I did it again, Jen. All right.
Awesome.
Awesome. Any final questions from you two? No?
I'm good.
All right. Well, I want to thank you two very much for preparing. For our listeners out there, these two spent time studying the movie. We had a prep call that, where we went through and practiced a little bit. And so these two have put in some work, and I thank you two very much.
And learning
Yeah,
how to
y'all
not
did great.
geek out,
Thank you.
Learning what?
how to not geek out about this.
You guys did awesome. Great questions, great responses, and God bless. I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season and crush it next baseball season when it comes up. See all those trophies. I know you guys are doing what you got to do.
Yeah. They're
I don't
definitely.
have my trophies up.
I'm sure you got some. I could tell.
Yeah,
I do.
He does.
Yeah.
Well, that's how they really, like, when they came to the show. So our show, we talked to kids all over the country, for many different reasons. Success is on the field and off the field, and these two are superstars on the field and rock stars off the field. So
Amazing.
good dudes. So, all right. Well, we're closing up. And so Squints, we got one last thing we're going to ask for you. So at the end of every show, we close the show by I'm gonna call you Squints, if that's okay, and I'm gonna say Squints until next time, and you'll say we will catch you on the slide.
Gotcha.
Got it. All right, cool. Well, hey, Jen, I'm not nervous anymore. I'm good.
Awesome.
That's perfect timing, right? Perfect timing. Well, you know what? These two took a lot of stress off of me, so you guys did an amazing job, and thank your parents for letting you on, and obviously you guys saw my eye drip.
Drip.
Yeah, so Chauncey, I try to learn the new trends and bring some drip to the show.
You got so much Riz.
There you go. That was used properly.
That's a good thing, right, Nico?
Very good thing.
All right. Well, look, I want to thank Go Ballistic and Black Stick for sending me these cool tattoos. If you guys are interested in them, make sure you go to their website. Our promo code is the slide, and come get you some face tattoos. So, all right. Well, thank you for everyone listening. Make sure you go subscribe to our YouTube channel, all the social media pages at the Slide Podcast Show, and we'll continue to put out some great material. So, all right, Squints. But until next time,
catch you on the slide.
You got it.
We thank you for toughing it out and pushing through. Now, let's go teach the world great sportsmanship, leadership, to go inspire someone through your dedication and excitement for the game. Make sure to smash the like and follow button on all social media at The Slide Podcast Show and The Slide Pod on Twitter. Plus, leave us a review and feedback. Until next time, we'll catch ya on the slide.